the second Tuesday of the month and it's 8:30 p.m. Eastern, then it must be time for That's Pitchin! The show of voiceovers and crowdfunding views with your hosts, Tier Jackson, Aaron Dowen, and Jessica Thornton. If it's the second Tuesday of the month and it...
So sorry. So sorry.
I mean, I was clapping. I couldn't really help it. How'd you going?
What's up, Tier? Take a breath.
It's okay. Yeah. We're here. It's fine.
Yeah, it's crazy because the whole time I'm like, I don't do IT anymore. I did IT for 20 years. I don't want to do that now. So my computers go crazy at all. It's a love-hate. Like sometimes it's nice to have that, to be like, oh yeah, I can still do it. And then sometimes it's like, no, not right now. Not right now. I'm gonna kick you in the face, computer.
What's up,
glad
Calvin?
you can fix it. Now's not the time to test my skills. Thank you very much.
Exactly.
It's not time to rebuild a computer from scratch. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, exactly. And so now I've been going back and forth. Like, I wish Apple would let their computers go back to open, like their desktop, that one crazy desktop they have.
But they won't.
Controversy. I can't talk about Apple.
No, that's right.
But they won't.
No.
I think I'm just gonna. I do plan on building one because I want to help my son build his first one.
Look at you. Look at you.
That's a fun thing to do together.
Yeah, I need to revamp and get a new studio computer and then just use my laptop for work. But someday I'll grow up.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, it's time. I think it's time for it. It's too much of a load. Like all of the work, the load's too heavy. Even if I put I'm not gonna say that up here.
Don't be causing.
I know something. I know something I can do.
Oh. So first and foremost, what's new? What's happening? What's cracking? Also, hi everybody. That's Pitchin.
Hello.
Episode number 1. It's the premiere, based off of something we did last month that we thought was fun. Look at us now,
and it's crazy. People came out, they enjoyed it. We enjoyed it more than anything. Being able to see Kickstarters and help promote, everybody's Kickstarters in a way that I think it's pretty dope. So
it should be a good time. Should be a good time.
Yeah, should be.
I want to make sure that we take a little time at the top of the show and do whatever news announcements we need to do for our respective stuff. So, Tier, what's up?
In the Silvers? Bam. Okay, so the Hellcat. The
Hellcat is ready to wrap your head around it.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's so much. So the Hellcat is very close to being finished. I am actually really proud of myself because I'm like, damn, my inking level has freaking went nuts, and I'm faster now than what I was before. So I don't know if it was a mental block somewhere and it just got unlocked. Aaron, you probably know exactly what I'm alluding to.
For real.
So and it just got unblocked, and now it's just so now I can ink real fast, and I'm just shocked because like Stars is gonna be done soon.
Your processing time went down. No, all of a sudden you're like, your brain says, I know how to do this. We can do it faster.
Exactly. And like I said, Stars is gonna be done soon. Then me and that same artist, we're gonna tackle Cypher Team to do the volume. So we've already talked about it. So he's already preparing for that. And I think I might have an artist for the Hellfighter. But things are expanding. It's getting nuts. It's just getting crazy. It's getting nuts. And then there's other collaborations and stuff like now, here we are, Aaron. Something we've been saying for the longest. Hey, we need a show. We need to try to figure out something. And here it is. That's Pitchin.
It just takes one dumb idea.
One dumb idea at a time.
One dumb and also successful, fun idea.
Yeah, for sure.
And there's a lot more collaborations that are on the way. that I'm excited for. So I don't know. It's just a crazy year. It's better than previous, but it's a crazy year. There's a lot going. There's a lot coming.
I understand. Yeah. I think it's fun for us. Like both of us got quiet at the same time, and both of us are reemerging at the same time. And now we get to do stuff like this together. People see this on the bottom corner here that we support indie comics. That's going to be a sticker soon. So working towards getting those printed off.
Yep. And I will have them in my campaign. So there will be tiers for that. Wow. Actually, you know what? I think it'd be a dope tier for that. Something that will have multiple, like you can pick, yours and maybe 2 to 3 other publishers that you work well with.
Yeah.
Send physical books.
Indie.
And they can get that. So it'd be like an indie pack.
There you go.
Can do it on yours. I can do it on mine.
Superheroes.
And then superheroes only.
Yeah.
Superheroes are dead. Sheesh. Everybody will say that. Superheroes are dead, but they'll go watch Damsel, where she's doing very superhero stuff.
Or they'll watch Madam Web. They won't like it, but they watched it. I want to make sure that I shout out Mark Bateman's campaign because he has 35 hours left for Project Valhalla. So I'm just going to drop it in the links real quick. This is not one we're doing tonight because we did it last month with the little mess around show that we did. But Mark is doing his first campaign, and it's called Project Valhalla. It's on Kickstarter. In fact, it just went up as I clicked over to the other screen. So he is at 49 backers and real close to $5,000. So it'd be cool to get him over that hump. And, this was successful for him. And he reached out yesterday about editing book 2. So make sure people check that out. It is Project Valhalla from Mark Bateman, something that's been his baby since he was a kid. And he's finally putting it out when he's, 40 something, 50 something.
That's
I don't remember.
Yeah, that's dope. I think it's. I've been seeing a lot of people with that same story now, and it's dope.
Making their dreams come true.
Yeah.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah. The back-to-back people I get to work with, because it's him and Ralph for Trading Justice. Same thing. Like he was a cop. He's been a cop for like 20 or 30 years, and this was like his outlet was just writing that stuff down while he's out on the field, and finally put a book out. And look at it go. His next campaign, April 23rd, pre-launch is up. So I don't have the link with me, but make sure you check that out as well. I scripted it. That's cool. So, but for us, I guess the big news is we returned to cons this year.
Yes.
Catalyst.
Sweet.
Talking about being busy, all of a sudden it's gonna from none to there are many. This summer is booked. Starting with, I guess, Free Comic Book Day kind of starts it.
Yeah. I'd complained yesterday, or I think it was yesterday, about like, it's cool to get back to cons, but I wish I was able to figure out something for Free Comic Book Day because I had wanted to. And then I think it's Marvin Wynn from Comicsburg had reached out to a shop for me, and then the shop reached out to me. And so now we're booked to do Free Comic Book Day. And crap, I can't remember the name of the shop, but
it's on the waterfront in Pittsburgh, but it's not. It's It
is it? Oh man, if you get a second to look it up, Jessica, that'd be awesome.
All right.
But anyway, so I'll be out there Free Comic Book Day, slinging books, and we'll also have our chibi coloring pages if any children pass by. So children, because from North Carolina. We don't use
children's.
We don't use the middle part. It's just children's. So Free Comic Book Day, and then cons. There's one possibility of a con in June that I might do a panel for, and I reached out to them, and ironically, it's the person that got me into their shop for Free Comic Book Day. It just happened to be the same people. So I don't know. I like when plans come together.
And that is possibly New Dimensions.
That sounds right. Yep. New Dimensions Waterfront.
Comics Waterfront. Yep.
There we go. I'm looking forward to that.
Some people do not have the privilege of a location where there are so many comic book stores. Kind of close to us, we have a couple, 1 or 2, and then in the city fairly near us, there's at least a handful.
Yeah, there's bunches.
Like going towards it, there's more than five larger quality, good, nice stores.
Yep.
We're lucky in that way.
Yeah, I'm glad we're getting set up as well. That will actually turn into the public release for the Tilt trade as well. So that's fun for us. And then cons, we have almost, I think, except for the first weekend in August, the next 3 weekends in August are all booked. So there'll be, I think the first one's Wake Forest MiniCon in Wake Forest, North Carolina. And then there's the West Virginia PopCon in West Virginia. And I'll be there and Joe will be there. And, you know, I hear rumblings that Mike Teener always goes to that one too. So he'll be there and we'll see how much trouble we can cause. And then the week after that is Brothers Boyd's Con. And that is in Havelock, North Carolina. And this is their first year doing that. Really good guys. They run a podcast for creators as well, and they're pretty supportive of indie. So, and then, like I said, there might be one in June, but I'm not going to say anything until I know. So there's that. Fall of Night is almost done. I think the last page, right, Jessica?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're just finalizing the last page a little bit. And then I need to write the article part for the deluxe digital, and then I'll just send that junk out. My goal for everyone listening to this, if you're listening to it before the digital drops, is I want people to actually read the digital, and I want people to send us notes on what they think about it, because I want to print a final page in there that's like a letterbox from the old school days of what people think about this book. This book is super important to everybody that's worked on it. So we wanted to amp it up just a little bit more. So yeah, and I talked to Joe about starting work on issue 2 already. So maybe we won't have that long of a gap this time.
Nope.
And then I talked about Project Valhalla. So that's it for us. Tier, was there anything else that popped into your head?
Well, when you said cons, I thought about cons. And then I did have some that were going to be lined up. Like I was going to go Makai Con and Blurred Con, and then there were some other cons I was going to go to. Try to get back to Colorado Springs Con, which is here. But like I said, there's a reason why I can't go to cons. You know the reason. I'm not gonna. It's already out there. I'm just gonna say, if anyone's curious, it's out there. It's on the page. It's on social media. So I may only be able to go to one con, and that might be a Kai Con. But I'm sure if I can't make it to that one, they'll understand, because it's one of the cons I've been. I know the individuals who run it, and then it's just one of like I said, my home con. So
yeah,
like, hey, I can't make it because it's really close to the date. They'll be like, okay, get it.
Yeah.
So.
Everyone understands when life happens, I think.
Yep. Bonjour, Ralph. Bonjour.
Hello, Ralph.
Yeah. Ralph, I just mentioned your campaign for Trading Injustice 2. If you can grab the pre-launch campaign, drop it in the comments for everybody, because I didn't grab it. Yeah. So should we?
That's going to be exciting.
What the?
Jesus.
Yeah. Lord bless
6
you.
years.
Lord bless you.
It's been 6 years since I've had one, and then
I'm just gonna be
for
crying.
me, yeah, 14 years since I've
Go.
had.
Getting too old for this.
I know, right? I'm just like, it's interesting. It's exciting though. It's so exciting. So,
yeah.
She and I have just been counting like the gaps, but
yeah,
it'll be fun.
Yep.
That.
Oh, Tier.
I'll talk to you offline, but yeah, we already know, because my kid already said something, and I'm just like, okay, I'll tell you offline.
Okay. I guess so. We have 6 pitches this time, which is a lot less than last time. But then I also remembered that last time Tier and I threw in like 6. So,
yeah, we did. And yeah, can we talk about that? Like, is it okay to mention what we talked about? Because I think we're pretty solid in that area, right? So to let folks know, with That's Pitching, just so it's open to everyone, if you have a campaign, send us your pitch, and we can look at your Kickstarter and stuff like that. But if you don't have a campaign, but you have a website or a website store or something where we can go and look at it and show people either your characters, your books, so on and so forth. So also send us a pitch, and we can go to your website too. So
yeah, if it's anywhere that's more than a pre-launch, and the reason why we don't do the pre-launch is because we can't show anything off. But for all of us that have websites, most of us have pages for our books, so we can show off at least a little bit. And even if you have stuff like on Global Comics, for the most part, we should be able to access that. And if you're hosting stuff on Sierra Nova, because Sierra Nova has their digital platform, and we could flip through that as well. I don't know. Just send us stuff. Hopefully this will continue just to be a help. That was the whole point of it in the first place, is we all get to have fun with other people's content.
Exactly.
I think one of the things I definitely want to do down the road is bring in one guest per show to do voiceovers with us.
Yeah,
that would be real cool.
It's a fun addition to the wheel.
yeah, I think so. I think it'd be fun.
What do y'all think about that out there? How many of you will want to?
Immediately after I posted the super thing, there were not only the comments that we got, but I had people messaging me that was like, hey man, like I've always wanted to get into voice acting. And like, if you ever need someone to like,
I thought it would be fun. Yeah.
And I was like, hey man, I'll keep you on tap.
That is cool.
And so I think that would be, exactly.
Yeah.
There you go.
I think that'd be a lot of fun to kind of like, bring in one guest per episode that's tied here with us to just try it. And the other big thing too, I do want to say is for everybody that I do their voiceover for, I am trying to make myself the next morning go ahead and re-record like a clean version with nothing behind it, so that I can send it to you and you guys can use it for whatever you want. If you care that much, if you don't, then you still got it.
Maybe as a creator, you just think it's fun to hear it.
And the reason why is because when we do this on the show live, it's so raw that we like. I'll tell you, Tyr, there's some long ones tonight.
Really?
There's a paragraph in there.
There's every one of them except for one is a paragraph. And then one of them is like super short. It's like 2 sentences. One of the sentences is the title. So we're gonna see what happens.
People.
John.
There's elevator pitch. There's a log line, which is very similar to an elevator pitch, and then there's a plot synopsis.
Yes.
Oh well.
So we want
elevator pitches.
Yeah, we got a lot of synopsize.
Well, there's only 6 this time, so.
That's right. Yeah. So that's why I'm taking our time doing this other stuff, because we'll chat more after we get into this. But let's do it. Let's.
And I'll have fun doing it.
Are we gonna do that? Are we gonna share what we read, or are we gonna do the?
Oh.
Have you read anything lately?
Let's do.
Are we gonna?
Let's do the first 2,
okay.
And then we'll chat about what we've read, and just to break up the show a little bit.
All right.
That's crazy. I know. So let's get the wheel up. And tonight's offerings.
Wheel of Names.
There
we go.
All right. So tonight's offerings are Bad Wabbit, The Fog Within, Whatever Happened to Jimmy Hoffa, I Drive for Cerber, and Boston Metaphysical Society, and His Name is Wrath. So let's see what happens when we crank this sucker. Wait, who's going first?
Who are we spinning for?
Tyr, you want to go first or second?
When I go, that was second last time, right?
That sounds right. Yeah, I think I started it off last time.
Yeah, I'll go first this time.
All right.
Cheers first.
You got the shortest one.
Whatever happened to Jimmy Hoffa?
The first part is like when I saw that, I was like, that actually sounds interesting.
Yeah, well, now you get to read it. I'm going to drop it over here in the private chat for you, Tyr. There's that. Like I said, super, super quick. And whenever you're ready, I'll start the hero music. Until then, I'm going to play this old Beards and Comics background bop that we used to use in all of our advertisements.
There's so many ways I could read this.
It's good. It's good. You can read it playfully. I'll tell you that because it's
I know. Yeah,
cartoonish.
that's what I was thinking too. They do like a '90s playful. You know, like those '90s sitcom playful.
That's something I want to add in.
That reminds me of the Seinfeld episode. These pretzels are making me thirsty.
Yeah.
How many different ways can you say it?
Yeah.
I wonder if I can do it in one take. Because I
Alright.
haven't done that voice in a
You can
long
try
time.
it. Are you ready? I'm going to hit the button when you're ready.
Hold on, let me mute it. Let me mute. Hold on, let me mute. Let me test
Okay.
myself.
Let me test my voice. You test your voice. Don't listen to ours.
And anybody that's live next month, if you're live this time next month, which is the second Tuesday of every month, then let us know, because we'll make sure we try to get yours in there. And next month we'll try to have a guest, and I'm not sure who it'll be yet. All right, Tira still looks a little bit stressed. It's so funny because it really is the shortest one by so much.
He's so serious.
We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. That's the thing too. Is some of these you don't know how the cadences are gonna fall because
Yeah, right. The second Tuesday of the
people
third.
just
Because I'm sitting here and I'm thinking of the cadence. I'm
Mhm.
thinking of the sound, and
Too
then I'm thinking of the hero music, and I'm just like, how am I gonna do that to
You're
that?
never gonna
I-
be able to put
If
that
it might not work with hero music at all. I can
May
play
not.
something like nerdy.
But can you imagine if I made it work to hero music?
I think that's the funny thing. So I think you should try it.
Let me see.
You ready?
Hey, whoever wrote this, I'm seriously trying to do this. Like, don't be mad. Don't be
Legit,
mad. And
though,
I can do it over later.
Yeah, I was about to say, if anybody does legitimately want these, like, make sure you let us know, and we'll re-record them and get them to you. But yeah, let's see what happens with some hero music. You ready, Tier?
Lord, I hope so.
All right, it's happening. I need
All
to,
right.
if I remember from
Let's
last
go.
time, I need to turn it down a little bit. Here we go.
Yeah. Whatever Happened to Jimmy Hoffa? A parody book featuring a rhyming story exploring the plausible and absurd theories of what happened to Jimmy Hoffa in 1975.
Look, the music works for everything.
Yeah.
For everything.
Whatever happened?
How did I do that?
Whatever happened?
Hey, if y'all want to keep that, y'all can.
Yeah.
That-
All right.
And for people who seriously want to know, like, Aaron and I are legit serious about that. When we do these, if you do want to keep them, or if you're just like, nah,
Yeah.
either way.
My ones last time I
Yeah.
sent everybody theirs, and I got some great messages back. Like one of the guys I didn't even know, never spoke to him, and sent me a message just like, this legitimately made my day. So that's always nice. All right, let's look at the
just think
campaign
he's,
for this.
yeah.
So this is Whatever Happened to Jimmy Hoffa, and share screen button. All right, so this is Whatever Happened to Jimmy Hoffa. All right, so they have 37 hours to go. They're real close.
man.
Yes.
So if you're watching this and you haven't checked out the campaign, make sure you do. I dropped the link in the comments. But make sure that you do check it out. Brett Giuliano, I know him from our group chat that we're all a part of, but I've never spoken to them. But they sent me this kind of earlier today. So
Look at
I'm
the
glad we could get this
size.
in.
That's what a fun looking size that looks like it kind of fits the
Yeah.
artwork.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I think it looks very fun. It's a 6x6, 32
And
page.
And if that character doesn't look like his name, great.
Right. But I think this is a cool look. I mean, we all have heard there. Yeah, I mean, there we go. We all have heard stories of Jimmy Hoffa, and whatever ones you've heard, like buried under There it is, right there, buried under the Giant Stadium. What was the? There's a superhero show where they knock somebody into the cement thing, the cement mixer. I can't remember what it was now. Anyway, so yeah, this is whatever happened to Jimmy Hoffa, and it's a whimsical journey.
I'm a terrible Hoffa.
It's a whimsical journey through it. That shirt will
That's
rock.
fun. That's a nice shirt.
Yeah,
I like that a lot. Coloring book, let's go.
Oh,
Look,
nice.
I'm trying. See, Tyr, that's something we should do. We should just make a coloring book of all of our characters.
I would. Yeah.
I mean, just like an indie hero coloring book.
I think it's fun
Yeah.
that other people get the opportunity to color them and that they get to, since they're superheroes, like redesign them almost. I think that's fun.
Yeah. Maybe
I
if
wonder
Tyr's
if we
nice,
should do it at
I'll
levels.
show the other thing. Yeah.
I wonder
Yeah.
if we should do
Unlocks
it at
and stuff.
levels though. Like, no, I mean like different level coloring books. Like imagine coloring books with actual page or cover level
Or
art
like the
that you have
geometric
to color.
ones.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the geometric superhero coloring book.
Yeah, and that's what I've been like. I'm like, will people want something like that, or would that freak people out? Like,
Here's
know,
another book that
um,
is M is for Mobster. It's an alphabet book. Whiskey glass. Got to have a whiskey glass with your alphabet book.
Yeah, something has to get you through the repetition of an ABC book for your children.
That's so true. I actually really like this sticker a lot too. So that right there is whatever happened to Jimmy Hoffa, Brett Giuliano. Again, look, I mean, 37 hours, super close. Get it done. I don't know what else to say. Get it done, people. We believe in you. Let's see. So how do I do this? This button. All right. Let's do another
Next one.
Yep.
My
Let's
turn.
do another
All
one.
right.
And we'll break for what we're reading.
Righty. Here we go.
Spin that wheel.
Wheel. The fog within.
The fog within. Yes, so this was a new friend. Someone that we had on Inner Sanctum last episode.
Okay.
And this is, I think, their second campaign, which is really cool. By the way, Anthony said that coloring books of this would be awesome. All right. So, The Fog Within. Let's see. Let me turn on some music for a second so I can just give it like a couple of minutes. Brand. We'll go with
Practice time.
We'll go with Dance Pop.
There you go.
Well, I know what other people are talking. I'm only a 4-year-old around or a 6-year-old around, and everybody's always talking all the time. Somehow he's still thinking of stories.
All right. See if I can do this. One take wonder. In the present, there's a catastrophic event that takes place. Shortly after, Hunter is suddenly pushed through a fog-like portal, and he doesn't know how he got there. Cole and his elite rebels find and protect him from the Swarm, the soldiers in their era, and their leader in the shadows. They think Hunter is the answer of the prophecy they've been waiting to come true. The Fog Within. Boom.
Bam.
Sweet.
All right, fulfilling prophecies with that one. That sounds like there's a
Prophecy
deep,
fulfilling.
full story as a part of that world.
Yeah, let me drop this link over.
Typically, when you do those prophecy type stories, you got to have a lot of back lore because that's
Right.
typically
Mm.
where the
Which
prophecies originate. In the past.
that's a good the right kind of story to tell in the comic book world. It's certainly something that the readers are gonna appreciate.
Yeah. Let's see. So share this one. The Fog Within. All right. So funded.
Bam.
At some point, this funded. 71 hours to go. Yeah, we have a bunch that are like
Nice.
right at the end here. So, first off, congrats, Sean.
Yeah, congratulations.
That's always a great thing. This one has a really cool cover that I think we'll get to see the full thing of on here. Look at that. So far, they've unlocked 6 free indie books. I love stuff like this because that means you're getting a whole lot of book for,
Yes.
I don't know, for $5.
And to get a selection of indie is really nice.
Yeah, for sure. So yes, like I kind of read about, it's a catastrophic event, but this is dystopian sci-fi. It's 24-page comic, so check it out.
Very
The
fun.
Fog Within has some sci-fi
Nice color scheme.
Yeah. Really cool cover work. This is the one I was talking about. That's just
nice.
That's a nice cover.
Yeah.
It is.
And the interiors also look really good.
I like the color scheme throughout. That's good.
Yeah. Like this looks very mainstreamy hero style, which is a compliment.
It's a superhero.
Yeah, for sure.
That's a good thing. I write nothing but superhero books.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Look, there you go. Comics like X-Men, Days of Future Past, Wanted, Once in the Future, which, by the way, this is one of my favorite stories that I've ever read. V for Vendetta is also great.
Oh, snap.
He does give you a little bit of a recap. I know we had talked about this on Inner Sanctum, so if you don't know what's going on, it doesn't matter because you can get both issues anyway. So make sure you do that. And look at that, it's pretty much done anyway. 99% complete. And like I said, he's got 71 hours to go. So make sure that you check it out because it's going to be gone. Hopefully I can flip all this onto the podcast platform tomorrow if I really get my stuff together. But that's The Fog Within by Sean. He's a newer creator, and I love seeing newer creators funding. So it's encouraging. Let's see. All right, so we've done that. All right. So anyone that's watching, hey, what are you guys reading nowadays? That's what we want to know. What's everyone reading?
I want to know what you've been reading. Well, if you liked it or if you didn't like it, I want to know.
Yeah.
If you read it and you thought the art was great, but the story was terrible, or the story was delightful and the artist was confused. I want to know that too.
Yeah. Jessica has been, Anthony's saying he's been too busy writing to read. I was about to say that I have been writing a lot too.
Yeah.
But I got one book in me. I actually have another one that I really am planning on reading, and it's Stan Lee's last storyline thing for the back channel. I'm hoping I can get to read that soon. But what I read was X-Men 97 #1, which takes place right before the newer series, and it kind of bridges that gap. And it's cool because it definitely does bridge that gap. It kind of explains a little bit of the things that happened in the time period between the show we grew up with and the show that's on now. Shines a little bit more light onto the story after the passing of Professor X, and we discover a little bit more of certain villains and their plans unfolding. And we also get some cool moments with Jean Grey and Storm that kind of solidify that bond that they have. I thought it was a fun story, and it fits right in with the show. And there's not much more to say about it than that.
That's cool.
I'm just over here taking notes on Anthony's comment because he does have a couple. He says he didn't read anything, but then bam, there's
Look at that. You read
it. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I don't think I will. Never mind. I'm not gonna get into that. Yeah, I haven't read a comic in a long time. If it hasn't like been, um, and most recently with me getting back into stuff, it's just been a lot of my writing and stuff like that. But I did have some books on the way. You know, I got your book on the way, and I have Greg's book on the way. So
Yeah.
I'll be reading some books, and then of course there's some other books that I have that I need to read. Like I started some, but didn't finish.
It
But
gets
yeah,
like that.
I haven't read
They
it. I
have
haven't
to
read it
say.
in a while.
Now, Jessica's read a bunch, but I don't know what she wants to talk about.
Well, I have two sections. There's indie and then non-indie. For indie, I just had this idea. Let me go check out and see these groups. You know, these groups that everyone is posting in, but no one's interacting with, and no one's
Yeah, I think Tier
commenting
runs
on.
one of those groups.
You know those comic
Well,
book groups,
wow.
those
I
Facebook
think we
ones.
get
Are
more
those fun
interaction.
for
Well,
you?
no, I know people post. I know people post a lot. I don't know if
People
people
post all the
interact with
time,
anyone. Yeah,
and
they post
even
all the time, but don't interact.
well, they post and they either have a Kickstarter where they want to sell you something and no one comments on it, or sometimes you get these magical ones where an indie person is like, hey, check this out for free, and no one comments on that either. So
Yeah,
I thought that was a little
that's weird.
interesting, and I searched through a couple of the groups for free and whatever else, and I found a couple. I found a handful that I read, and I found two that I legitimately liked. And even since then, there's a bit of an update for one of them, I suppose. As I was pulling it up to get ready for today, I saw that it might be coming back around. The first one that I saw, I suppose I could just share this.
Do it.
Maybe share this little bit of a page right here.
You know, Jessica's interesting how you said that someone to post something, say, "Hey, you want to read this comic for free?" and no one to answer.
No one does,
I've
yeah.
actually, I've actually one time did a contest and put it in my captions where people could win money. And no one saw it.
Yeah,
Yep.
and they weren't having it. I mean, yeah, you think, well, some people say you're devaluing your product by, giving it away for free, but you can't get people to pay for it either. So I don't know. When there's so many
Yeah.
people in a group and people aren't interacting, I don't know how helpful it is. But for me, it was helpful. I did search through them. I did read a handful to find a couple of really good ones. And this, Grit Grimstone, Tales from a Far Out Future was a very entertaining character. What I found was 5 stories in 66 pages that was absolutely free. The story is by Drew Linhart, which when I mentioned that name, that's a known name. It wasn't to me, but it is to other people. And the story I really enjoyed. It was like, when I say it was 5 stories mixed in there, it's like you're kind of sitting down with this guy and he's talking to his grandson, and he's telling stories about different parts of his life that give you an overview of the kind of superhero that he is. And it's quite entertaining, especially since there are many stories. They give the overall feel, but they don't necessarily have to completely go together. And when I was done with it, I definitely thought I would read more of that. And when I went back today to search, look, from March 27th, been working on re-releasing Grit Grimstone for Barnes & Noble, playing around with a new logo this afternoon. What do you think? So there it is, coming back around after this free post from February of 2023. It looks like he's taken another look at it. And I'm excited to see that because it was a good story. The other one I saw was quite different. Fructus seminalis. Let's see. Can you see that, or do I need to share differently?
Yeah, you'll have to share different. Here, I'll remove that one.
Okay. Let me.
And then reshoot.
Okay.
Some people read comic books. Some of us get distracted writing.
All right. The next one, you can see it now, right?
Yep.
Fructus seminalis. Okay, so if you look at that, and that looks like that looks like something that you've seen before, you might have taken a biology class, and it might look like a microscope slide, or it just looks like something really weird, and that could also appeal to you because you're a comic book person and you're probably a nerd. So I enjoyed this quite a bit. There are not really words in it until you get to the end. It is a picture story. I don't know how you say that in different terminology, but it is just pictures of these kind of like creatures. Maybe you think a Star Wars creature, just this random creature and how it would live and how it would reproduce. And you get to see that in all of its glory and get to the end and have your scientific explanation of it. And so that's not a normal comic book. It's not something that you normally see, but it was quite entertaining. And the art in it is awesome. Like if you look at that cover, that's what the art looks like throughout the rest of it. And that's cool and quite different from what I'm used to seeing. So those are my 2 indie ones that I read and would recommend.
I'm looking at that, and I remember having to draw those, having to draw cells.
Yeah, didn't we all?
Geez.
Yeah.
This is the person who loved it. Whoever did that, but that's the person who loved drawing cells.
Yeah, and Jessica is their audience, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Speaking of just like free comics, I think Tier does this as well, but I'm just going to use this as an excuse to show off our beautiful new website. If you go to catalystcomicstudio.com/newsletter, you can get Welcome to Everville for free, sent right to your inbox. All you got to do is just plug in an email address right there. Any email address will do. I think it has to be legitimate or it'll kick it back to you. But, use your mom's email address or whatever. It doesn't matter to us. But yeah, you get a free copy of Welcome to Everville sent right to your inbox. This is a dark fantasy horror story. So definitely check that out. I think Tier, you still giving away freebies as well? Oops, I accidentally went to the homepage.
No, I haven't given away anything for free in a while.
Get on.
But yeah, I know, right? But for my Patreon, on my Patreon, there is a free trial on that.
There you go. So what's the link to that? So I'll do ours.
The link to my Patreon is www.patreon.com/Chimera Kingdom.
Hold on. Whoa. Hold on.
Yep.
Come on. Okay. It's still like auto.
Here, hold on. Let me put it here.
Yeah, put it in the private chat and then I'll copy it. So there you go. You get a free trial of Tier's goodness over on his Patreon. Patreon's on our next business discussion that we're gonna have next week. So we'll see how that discussion goes.
And if you like it, then you can hang around because there's gonna be a lot more stuff coming. A lot.
There you go.
A lot.
Right there. So go check out that Patreon. All right, let's jump back into the wheel.
2 more. All right. Present. Share.
Present.
Wheel. And Tier will be presenting.
For our enjoyment.
I drive for Cerber.
I drive for Cerber. All right.
Why do I feel like that's a Cerber a demon? Let's see.
Or like Cerberus is what you're thinking of?
Yeah.
Right.
Or well, that's the dog, but
yeah.
I'm just wondering with the character and for their story. It's interesting. Like I drive for Cerber, and I'm just like, who's Cerber?
They've piqued your interest already. See, check that title out.
Send it in multiple messages because it's that long.
That is my little one.
To be fair, the last part's on.
All right, so after I read this, I'm gonna go tuck her in and come back.
Okay. All right. I just sent it to you in private chat. Might as well while you're looking at that.
Lord.
Bless me.
I told you, bless you.
Bless me.
Go ahead and drop that linkies over in the comments. I drive for Cerber. See, Tier's an overthinker. I like to look at it one
I
time.
think I'm gonna read this.
To shoot from the
I'm
hip.
gonna read this on the regular.
And read it like I read a kid's story. Just go
Yeah.
into it, just
Yep.
fully believing
Yep.
every word you're saying.
You ready?
All right.
Here we go.
Yeah, let's go.
Oh, hold on. Switchies.
What was
There we
that?
go. There we go.
Jim finds himself face to face with the things that lurk in the shadows when he applies for a new job with Cerber, an on-demand transportation service that's like Uber for the paranormal. Now he has to make sure both his passengers and himself arrive safely at their destinations, all while facing ghosts from his past, literally. I Drive for Cerber will have you double checking your rearview mirrors and realizing that sometimes the things you tried to leave behind you really are closer. And they appear.
Oh.
Oh.
Man, the music's a trip. I drive for Cerber.
Beautiful. That would go on the back of a novel.
Yeah,
Yes.
for sure.
That part. Or if you did the volume. So whoever for the creator of this book, if this is if you already have the volume or this is the volume coming out, use that. That's what,
Yeah,
use that
for
for
sure.
the back of the volume. Yeah,
For sure.
use that for that. That's where that would go. Not saying it's a bad thing, but I'm just saying that's where that would go.
Yeah. This was fairly recently launched. This is I Drive for Cerber 1 through 2. Look, it's already moving up.
Nice. There you go.
There you go. So 28 days to go. 2370 out of 4,500. I don't foresee any major issues with them getting there.
That's a
because-
healthy number of backers too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially at this point.
With 28 days ago, yeah,
Mhm.
they're fine.
For sure.
Is this a
Anyway,
volume?
it's
on
issues 1 and 2.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is Sean Barber.
Save that
from-
for the volume, though. Seriously. Sean.
Yeah, for sure. Make sure it's printed on there. This is 36-page full color paranormal comic. So, it's more than a normal comic book. Look, you still get $5. You get the whole digital.
Very nice.
Phone. Now, I'm not going to play these ads, but there's ads on here. I like when people use multimedia.
Yeah,
I'm a fan myself.
that's cool.
Okay, so this is actually, you're kind of right, Tier. This was a 2-part story arc.
Oh,
Okay, so they told the whole story. That's nice.
Yeah, that's why they're a little bit longer.
Yeah.
So
I
people-
like that in a story.
Yeah.
I'm all about
handle it
getting
in
the
2
whole thing.
parts. That's cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
So people should check it out. All kinds of cool goodies, good covers, playfulness.
What an entertaining, old school looking kind of cover art that is right there.
Yeah, right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's cool. There's all kinds of stuff. This one has a scenic version. You get an audio version of the comic narrated. It's fun.
Oh, that is. Especially since it probably has the intonations of the writer. You know, you get such a true, like a true impression of the characters.
Yeah, we know some of these names. Kyron Silva. Make sure you guys check this out. It's very cool. And there's all kinds of different rewards. So, you can go all the way to original artwork. That's always fun. Really not a bad price for original artwork. So, yeah.
That's one of my favorite add-ons on the package is in an indie product or project.
Yeah, for sure. That's I Drive for Cerber 1 through 2. Make sure you check it out. 28 days left. Plenty of time. But, it helps when you get that bump right at the beginning. And then, some days you go and it's just dead quiet. Nobody likes that. That was I Drive for Cerber. All right.
So, non-indie.
Yeah.
I happen to read Okay, I started with Feral.
Yeah.
Feral because there were cats on the cover and it was a horror. And in addition to cats, it was horror. So I thought I need to check that out, definitely. And they go ahead and spoil it for you. I guess that the cats have rabies. So it's sort of like a zombie type situation.
Right.
I'm not spoiling anything for you there. Some of the cats have rabies and some of the cats do not. And it's a bit of a situation. It was quite entertaining. And reading it and getting to the back and saying, oh, okay, this is from Stray Dogs. Yeah, I'll probably check that one out too.
And you did.
And so Stray Dogs is the other one that I read. And I also quite enjoyed, and I appreciated in that one that the dogs were drawn a little more cartoony because the story is not nice. The story is harsh. And
Right.
so having them look a little cartoony saves you a little bit.
I think that's always
heartache.
fun. It's just playful that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
And then you really feel for the characters and you kind of, it's like they describe it as, I saw some of the reviews, Lady and the Tramp. You really do see the characters of the dogs coming across in their personality because they went ahead and typecast them for you by the look of their
Right.
so they come across really easily who everybody is when you've got so many different characters. They're all dogs, but since they look appropriate, you can follow the story well.
Right.
So I enjoyed that one as well. That Stray Dogs was, I believe, 5 issues put together in an arc, and then there's another spinoff of it, Stray Dogs Dog Days, I believe, that I have not checked out,
Yeah.
but will.
Just doing the most, reading the most. Yeah, I have nothing to add to that because I haven't read anything else. Hey, let's spin the wheel and see what I get.
Let's spin it. Spinning.
I felt it coming. I could feel it coming.
Bad Wabbit.
Bad Wabbit. All right. So this is a gentleman that we just met, that you and I just met when we were hanging out with Greg when his campaign was ending. So that's cool.
Yeah, and shows, yeah.
I'll make sure I share this link. Bad Wabbit.
He was just working on art.
Yeah, he was. This is going to be a number 1 and number 2 for anybody that's looking for it. And the link is now in the comments. I like short links. Look at that. All right. Bad Wabbit. There you go. Just leave it up there for a second. Get your Kickstarter link. 4AGTMDO. All right. Let's see if I can do this. This is another one that's pretty long. And it's going to be a task. Yep. Wabbit woohoo. Hold on.
Get ready. Be professional.
So, for me, for everyone that can hear my talking voice, when I go into the other voice, I can only do it in spurts because it makes my throat hurt.
So it's a Tim Allen situation.
Exactly. Let's see. So I need to probably start another one. Okay, I already did that. Let's do this. The Bad Wabbit series is an ongoing story of the redemption of an alcoholic, antisocial rabbit in a dystopian, post-apocalyptic world. Throughout the series, our main character Wabbit will learn to cope with his traumatic past and how to mend the broken pieces of himself. With his porcupine pal, Toxic Pig, they will brave the harsh, unforgiving world, meeting new characters and reluctantly helping those who cannot help themselves. Bad Wabbit 2, When Pigs Fly, is a direct continuation of Book 1. Packed with high-flying adventure and action, Bad Wabbit is a message to everyone, letting them know that no matter how far they feel they've fallen, just a few good friends and belief in themselves, they too can be redeemed.
What a story for our age group.
Right? Show it off.
That's just gonna touch people's hearts.
Share my screen.
I'm back.
He's back. You just missed it. It was
Oh,
so
what I
long.
miss?
I almost finished the
What are you doing?
entire cinematic song. Doing that wager. All right.
I do
let's
have a
see.
question, and I don't know. I don't want to insult anyone's intelligence when I ask. Yeah. But to be frank, like, does anybody know the difference between a log line, elevator pitch?
Probably not.
No.
Since this is the first time you're asking for an elevator pitch,
Yeah.
probably not.
You know,
Yeah.
the way that I think I first came across it was when I was talking to people at cons. So I feel like a lot of people, if they haven't been to cons, they wouldn't know.
They probably wouldn't know.
But for those that don't know, an elevator pitch is 20 seconds.
Oh, nice. There's a specific time length. Okay.
Yeah. It's 20 or less. It's just
Okay.
And if you go to a con, typically the elevator pitches that you use, you use those. You want them to be, well, at least like you do have your cell elevator pitches or your sales pitches, which are basically the same thing. At least mine are. And you do get to a point where they're off the cuff, because you don't want to sit there and I had to learn that from cons. You don't want to sit there trying to explain to someone.
Right. This is what you say. Just say to someone when they say, "What's your comic about?" It's that 20-second answer. The whole thing summarized, not the story. Your story. Don't tell them too much. They're not going to listen that long. They can't pay attention more than 30 seconds. So
that's the catch. Is people won't pay attention that long. I think probably when we go forward, when people send us their pitches or whatever, we'll probably edit them. I did last time. I actually edited quite a few of them.
Me too.
And even this time, we had Boston Metaphysical Society, and she sent me her log line, which is part of her elevator pitch, and I just expanded it a little bit. So an elevator pitch, for everybody that's wondering, yes, it's basically if somebody was walking by your table and you needed to try to throw something at them to see if they would stop and hear what you have to say. That's what you're going to say. But anyway.
So basically, if you were in the elevator and you only had until the door was going to open.
That's the point. That's where it comes from.
That's what we're thinking about.
And the thing you got to think about when it comes to folks like drama. Like, even though for me, like in my stories, like I don't write my stories just for drama's sake, but my stories they have drama in it. And so even though I want folks to read the story, when I pitch to them,
Drunk Rabbit.
I'm gonna tell them about the dramatic parts.
Right.
I'm not gonna, tell them about everything, the whole full story arc of how they lost their parents all the way down to, and then they finally got nope. Just
it's hooks. You're trying to hook people.
Yeah, and that's how you want to be with it.
What is this? A log line? A drunk rabbit?
Yeah, exactly.
Log
right
line.
There. That's a log line right there. That's a log line right there.
Drunk rabbit becomes your hero, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so I don't know too much about this, but Jessica and I have talked about it a little bit. First, let's start off with this is Bad Wabbit 1 and 2, and it's 1635 out of 4,000, 9 days to go. So guys, share it. It is interesting. It's fun, and the creator's a really good guy. So this is Bad Wabbit. Bad Wabbit.
Interesting. Just
man,
I swear, man.
I don't come across a lot of anthropomorphic stuff anymore. Like it popped off for a minute, and then I think furries happened, and everybody was like, "I guess I got to stop doing anthropomorphic."
Yeah. I think because of some of the folks in the furry community, it's put that bad stigma on it.
Yep.
On that.
I read a very large amount of Black Sad, and so it's all fine. It's another one where in Black Sad, because they were animals and they tied the personality to each type of animal, like, oh gosh, that would, they tied the animals like foxes and whatever else, the same sort of thing like this, where you could really see what the character is supposed to be like and what their inclinations are towards in the characters.
Yeah. I would say that your elevator pitch for this would be this sentence and this one together. So the Bad Rabbit series is an ongoing story of redemption of an alcoholic antisocial rabbit in a dystopian post-apocalyptic world. It's a message to everyone, letting them know no matter how far they fall. Yeah, that would be. There you go. Boom.
Okay.
Right. I really like this cover, by the way.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, that is really cool.
They just. Yep.
Oh,
Oops.
man.
Also,
I don't know how I could have missed that. I see the reference, but I'm thinking about one of my titles, and I'm like, how could I have missed that?
yeah, you truly missed it, didn't you? That could be your most glaring miss, probably.
No.
Like you literally have a story with that plane in it.
Yeah.
Yep, right. Right.
Ah, crap.
This one, that the black and white cover, he said that it was on its way to being colored, but they saw the inks and it just looked so good.
Yeah.
Which it does. They decided, let's make a cover
And
of
here's
that
the
one.
colored version. Both of them are great, but
Mhm.
like I do like a really solid black and white.
Yeah.
This reminds me of Dan Schmidt.
Yeah.
I mean, you can tell the inker, like, now since I'm inking more, I see them just the level of nuance that they took with those souls.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I like the art style on this book too. It's definitely a vibe.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Bunch of stretch goals. Y'all need to get in there and get them to them. There's all kinds of tiers in this, and for as little as $5, there you go.
Bad
Wabbit. 1635 out of 4,000, 9 days. So if you see it, share it, bag it, all that stuff.
Now's the time.
Good dude, good creator. I know he went through some health stuff that suffered from heart disease. And this was like what he was doing while he was recovering and fighting through that.
Yeah.
So that's always fun to see somebody do comics as their escape.
Yeah.
Because that's what it is for us. So
Yeah.
that was Bad Wabbit. Go
All right.
Squad.
Spin.
Yeah, let's spin it. Of course, Anthony, not a problem. Now, Anthony, I will say your statement, drunk rabbit becomes a hero. That's what you yell at people when they're walking by. Like that's your like immediate.
Yeah. Just be like, hey, want to hear something cool?
Bugs Bunny, but he's drunk.
Yeah.
Like that's what, yeah.
All right.
All right.
The spin determines everything.
That's what I did for like a Yama Sigmata. I'm like, hey, Tuskegee Airman goes to space.
Yep.
Wait, what? that's all this.
His name is Raph.
All right. Wait, we're on tier, right?
Yes.
Oh,
yes,
buddy.
Yes, definitely.
Oh, buddy.
Oh, buddy.
Man, is this the longest one or something?
Yeah, I think it is. What's funny is that it came from Mike Teener. So,
Mike.
Let me hold on. I'll get let me play music for a second, and I'll clip it down for you because it is enough that it would hurt me.
It would hurt me.
Yeah, it would hurt
I'm
me.
gonna stop and drink water. Like, I'm sorry, Mike.
Yeah. All right. Here
Tier,
on feeding the ducks.
Tier, you weren't here. Did you have you seen the Feral cover? The Feral story, its image. Cats, rabid cats.
Which one?
Or
Which-
have you
which-
the throwback to Stray Dogs? A little older.
So not to throw back for the Stray Dogs, but that's the cover they use?
I read Feral in the last week, which is new, and the creators of that had done Stray Dogs a while back. Which I
haven't.
had to go read that
I've
one.
seen it because I saw a can say that, but I've seen it.
Oh, so I've heard of it.
I just haven't had the opportunity to read it, but it is interesting though.
Yeah.
You know, just thinking of that idea. So
It's
I thought
essentially
about
the same. It's essentially the same as a zombie story.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
just with pets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I just dropped it for you in the private chat. I trimmed it by like half. Yeah, I know.
The face.
Mike, what is that? Mike did that on purpose. Mike knows better.
I'm trying to make.
I mean, we did one of his last time, and it was like 2 sentences.
Yeah. He's like, I got something for you.
I gotta be more
I'm gonna do
specific. I
it,
guess.
You know what? The show wasn't
Yeah,
long
on
enough. Here's a
purpose.
paragraph.
That's right.
All right. There you go.
Like,
Yes,
you both can take turns.
this one's pretty straightforward, I'll say.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is I think issue 4. All right, let me drop the linkies. His name is Wrath. In the comments. Make sure y'all go check it out, man. We're about to flip the entire like vibe of campaign because these next 2 are what a lot of us indie creators, you know, look at backer count wise and like, you know, other stuff like that. Particularly when we get to Madeline's, because Madeline just utterly slays everything. He's thinking. He's
I'm right through it.
You what?
Of course, Mike. Of course, Mike.
I actually have not
Seriously,
read this.
I know. You know who else is? Who else has my interest right now? John Slim. He's been announcing the books that he wants to do on the Hex Cat, and I'm just like,
Yeah, he's doing a lot of horror stuff.
yeah, I gotta guess. I know I want to get those, and I do. I definitely gonna have to get this from Mike.
Yeah, if I don't remember
Sure.
exactly how this all panned out. I don't remember if Mike wrote the first one and handed it off, because I know like he's not writing it anymore.
He's not.
No,
He's
it's
at that level now.
Jerome.
Damn, Mike.
Yeah, because it's under Dark Tidings Press. See, they're doing similar like little co-op stuff.
Oh.
All right, I'm ready when you are.
Yep, I'm ready.
Let's do it.
Hell is real, a place of unimaginable nightmares, a torturous inferno condemning sinners to an eternity of pain and punishment. Believers were sure they would never see it, while non-believers thought it was nothing more than a fairy tale. That all changed once the apocalypse happened, and hell's terror was unleashed on this earth. Now, a mysterious mech, referred to as Wrath, has arrived to save the last of the humans from impending doom.
Solid timing.
And it was more than that.
Also,
It's
timely story.
that was half.
So we have a mech and Armageddon. What the hell, Mike?
Yeah,
Whose idea was that?
It's come to save us.
Whose idea was it? Where did this
well-
whose idea was that?
It was Mike's.
It was Mike's. Jesus.
Yeah, he
Well,
comes up with
I
ideas.
mean, in this world of what is AI and is it good or bad, and what are machines and what are robots, that's a timely story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I remember when he put the first one out, and it was just like an add-on. He didn't do a campaign for the first one. It was an add-on to some other book. I think it was Krampus or something that he did.
Mhm.
Anyway, so his name is Wrath, number 1 through 4. 9 days left, and it had a small goal, so light years above that, and 118 backers. Always interesting to see, compare and contrast the difference between the styles of books that Mike deals with, and which ones make an insane amount of money, and which ones are more modest.
What was he trying to pay for? I wonder, with the goal of 250, what was he I mean, that obviously doesn't pay for a comic or this comic. So,
well, yeah, I mean, you got to also consider he does the NSFW side of stuff that has paid for all this other stuff. Is kind of the way that he has structured everything. Anyway, I believe that this is close to the end of the story arc. But yeah, his name is Wrath. We messed with him a lot the other day on other names for sequels. And I think mine was He's Bad at Math. Let's see. There we go. Look at that. I love limited color palettes so much.
Yeah. With certain stories, they work. They don't work with every story, but it works.
That's nice.
You gotta have the right story, the right vibe for it.
Yeah. That's how we felt about Fall Night. Was like, hey, we're gonna do a limited color palette. Let's see how it pans out. And then you see the first page, you're like,
perfect idea.
Yeah, that'll work.
That's right.
Just like I look at my other titles, like the only one that makes sense to be like vibrant and bright and just balls to wall, just neon looking would be Stars. Like if I did Stars, like if I made LA look like a neon city and it just had stars looking neon, it would make sense.
Yeah.
Even with the other books being the way that they are. Could I do that to Cypher Team? No. People are like, what are you doing? Why are they so bright? Where are the colors now?
This is the most
colors
modest campaign that I feel like Teener's ever been tied to. Because there's 3 tiers.
I wonder if it was just a heart project. Like, I want this. I want this one out there.
It makes me wonder if they may already have inventory. Like if this is going to be like once it's done, they're just going to start putting it out the door.
Yeah, like I said, the first one was just an attachment to a different campaign. But I don't know much about this, like Dark Tidings Press or whatever. But of course, I know Bad Bug, so I know he's working with a bunch of different creators, and I think that's cool. But anyway, if you're into like a mech dealing with a hellscape, then I guess this is literally the book for you.
Yeah.
So score 1 for originality, and again, limited color palettes always fun, and you don't get bogged down by information on the campaign page. So there you go. Digital copy, physical copy, digital catch-up package. There you go.
A physical catch-up.
Physical, yeah.
That is straight to the point.
Yeah.
I wonder how campaigns would do, like if they was just like that, just cut through, just no more than 4 tiers.
If I were to guess, this is if Mike had anything to do with this is probably a 3-week campaign. That's pretty much how he's moved everything now. And his name is Wrath. Make sure y'all check that out if you haven't. And that means we're on the final one.
Yeah.
So I have to spin a wheel.
Boston Metaphysical Society.
Yes, by good old Battle. Let's see. Drop that link right there. All right. Now, this one's going to go a whole other direction when we look at that page. So let me get this music going, and I'm going to try to one-tick this. I did add a little bit to it, so we'll see what happens. Boston Metaphysical Society. And, not bad. What is happening? Do you guys hear that?
I don't hear what you hear. I saw the face. I saw the faces, but I did not hear anything.
It was like somebody was hitting a fast forward button. Like remember old recorders when you hold down the fast forward? And so the music's going.
I saw you having a genuine entertaining reaction, but I heard nothing.
It was entertaining. Let me see if I can get it to work. Strange. An ex-Pinkerton detective, a spirit photographer, and a genius scientist battle supernatural forces in late 1800s Boston. They live in an alternate steampunk history where ghosts and demons are a normal part of life. Families known as the Great Houses control the economy of the great states of America, while the middle class and lower classes' sole purpose are to serve the Great Houses. All right. Boston Metaphysical Society. Present.
Let us
screen.
see it.
Just a modest $22,786.
It's incredible.
Just modest 437 backers.
Mm-hmm.
And just now getting ready to enter their final week.
And look at that art. You can see it.
Right? What do you think about that, Tier?
I know I've heard of this book before.
Yeah, she's been around for a minute.
Yeah.
Um,
And I don't know if that's like always been the level of amount she's reached, but if not, I would say I'm glad she's hitting that point because
yeah.
she's been around for a bit.
It's paced up for sure. I think she was on Beards and Comics. I don't even remember what number it was. Like, let's see, this is this is a volume 1 special edition. Maybe number 8 or something.
I believe she consistently goes to cons every year.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
She's all building a fan base.
Yeah. 6 stretch goals have been unlocked. This is a hardback edition and it's a deluxe volume. So like,
that's awesome.
That's the freaking stuff right there.
That's taking comics to the next level.
Yep. Absolutely gorgeous cover.
Mm-hmm.
Really fun. The story is fun. I remember reading some of this. I have no idea when the last thing I read was though. The art is fantastic, of course.
Yeah. Another one of those color palettes right there where it's chosen for the vibe of the book.
Yeah, for sure. Always great. I really like this as well.
Mm-hmm.
Just like layouts. So I think there's plenty to get into because I know they did a digital download CD, USB, flash drive of The Ghost Ship, which is a prequel. This was a an audio drama that they did that's set in that world. I think that's really cool. And then this is volume 2. It has 4 standalone sequels. There's a lot of content if you want to get that level of content. And everything's not super expensive either. So you can get caught up on stuff. But this is more collectible, once you hit the hardback level.
Yeah.
Then you're putting stuff on your shelf. So
yeah.
I think it's really cool. I love seeing a creator out there just demolishing and it not being NSFW.
Yeah. I can't wait to get to that level, that hardback point.
Same.
I mean, to be honest, I think the Cypher Team volume I might have enough pages in it to do a really nice
to justify
sized hardback.
Yeah. I could hardback tilt, but I would have to feel differently about how superhero stuff go in crowdfunding. So that's there's only so much to say about it. It's a fantastic project, and you're going to get what you're backing. So there you go. That's Boston Metaphysical Society Volume 1, and that was the last one we had for the night. Did I drop the? Okay, I dropped the link. Cool. There we go. That was our 6. Next time we will edit elevator pitches.
Yes.
So you can send us 14 paragraphs, but take a little bit of it. I'm looking for 3 sentences, 3 to 4 sentences is good.
Yeah. That's perfection.
Yeah.
4 sentences. If you think about it, 5 seconds per sentence. If you were to tell someone, that's about 20 seconds. 3 to 4 sentences.
Yep. For everybody that I did, I will try to get yours tomorrow-ish, maybe. And then I got to make sure I cut this for super real too, because that was people like that.
Mhm.
I don't know. There it is. That's pitching.
There they are.
Official? First official?
First official, yeah.
First official.
The last one was just a fluke.
Yeah.
I was
People liked it so much, we said.
There we go.
People liked it so much, we said, hey,
Remember that show?
We'll make a
I
show.
didn't do it.
Yeah. And you know, like I said, we clip this, and then I'll put everybody's in there, and that seemed to be what people like. Is just let me watch that real quick.
Yep.
It's fun. And then I also plan to drop this over on the Beards and Comics station, since we just have Spotify and everything sitting there, just like, hey, content. Might as well. So you'll be able to listen to this all the way through after I do a lot of editing over the first 7 minutes of Tyr trying to destroy the computer world. So that should be interesting. I don't know. Any final words from anybody?
Any final words out there?
If you're reading them, come and share them. Come and talk about it.
Yeah. And if you're listening, make sure you join us for Inner Sanctum, which is on the 22nd. Sounds right. 22nd. So that'll be this month's Inner Sanctum with some creators. Let's see. I'll let you know. I'll tell you who I have. I got to limit it because last time we had 6 people, and I was like, this is a lot. A lot of talking, but it wasn't that bad. DM, somebody I don't know, I'm going to have on. And then Ralph as well, because Ralph is supposed to be launching the next day. So that'll be fun. And then we're getting close to Passover. According to my calendar.
One of my shows is coming back this month.
The Bridge?
No, not the Bridge. Actually, I'm trying to think. Did we know each other when I had the show? I think we had just met each other when I had the show.
You got to tell me. I don't know.
It was Comics and Cannabis.
Oh, I think, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, it's coming back on 420.
That would be the day for that.
Right, yep, so it's coming back. Talk comics and the craziness in the comic book world. Well, elevated. It was actually a very popular show. Like I did it on Airtime.
Of course it was.
Yeah, it was popular.
I want to show this off because I didn't show Tyr earlier. I showed him the one little one I colored, but let's see if I can make this work. Nope, it's just not going to. Cool. Well, that's lame. I really wanted to just show it. Share screen. Why won't you do it? There it is. Look at that.
That is cool.
Yeah, it's gonna be a new sticker.
I have another elevator pitch.
Oh.
I just got another one.
Oh gosh.
We'll save it. But I got another one.
Yeah, we'll save it.
Is it like one that's currently live, or
Mm-hmm.
do they have enough time left?
Let me look. On this project, yeah, this was the longer one we looked at earlier. The one with the longer Kickstarter, so we should have enough time to do it next time. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, we will definitely do that. So yeah, make sure that if you are live next month, so next month's episode will be, as always, the second Tuesday of the month, which means next month's will be the 14th of May. So make sure if you're live during that time, you send us your elevator pitches. By elevator pitches, we mean 3 to 4 sentences. If it's longer than that, we will be chopping.
Yes.
We love you all. I don't know, smooches or something. I don't.
That's smooches. Oh wow, smooches.
And